The peripheral nervous system, which is another division of the nervous system, consists of all other nerves and ganglia which are outside of the brain and the spinal cord. So we have the central nervous system, which is consisting of the brainstem and the spinal cord, and the peripheral nervous system, which is all the other nerves which are outside of the brain and spinal cord. We can further divide the peripheral nervous system into the somatic nervous system and the autonomic nervous system. So the somatic nervous system is responsible for voluntary control of movement through the skeletal muscles. So anytime you want to move your arm consciously, it's done by the somatic nervous system. And for this to take place, we have afferent nerves, which are sensory, and efferent nerves, which are motor. So afferent nerves or sensory nerves are directed towards the central nervous system or the brain or the spinal cord even. So they are from a receptor or a certain part of the body, but their direction is towards the central nervous system. Efferent nerves or motor nerves are traveling away from the central nervous system, and in the case of skeletal muscle movement, they end up reaching a muscle so that we have muscle contraction. The autonomic nervous system is basically responsible for involuntary control, so we can divide it one more time into the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. So the sympathetic nervous system, which is part of the autonomic nervous system, is basically your body's response to emergencies. You might have heard of the saying fight or flight. Well, basically, the sympathetic nervous system is responsible for this. So, in the cases of emergency, or if you're scared, or if you hurt yourself, the body responds accordingly to help you survive in those circumstances. So, if you're running away from something, or if you're having a fight, you have increased muscle blood flow, there's pupil dilation and your heart's beating faster. Or if you touch a hot object and you have to rapidly move your hand away, this is all done through the sympathetic nervous system. The other part of the autonomic nervous system is the parasympathetic nervous system. So this is a way for the body to preserve its energy and to function very efficiently. So what it does is it controls all of the background processes which are going on in the body, and it's an involuntary process, so it's responsible for things like digestion and blood pressure and your heart rate. So things that you aren't actually conscious about, but what is constantly occurring within the body.